Before you start your project, make sure you write your name and code on the back of your paper with a pencil. When you're ready, flip it over. We're gonna divide this paper into 8 sections. So first I folded it in half one way, and then I folded it in half another way, and then you can see it makes this plus in the middle. Then I'm gonna make an X across my paper to make more sections. But first I traced that plus I just made. Now I'm gonna make my X. I'm gonna try to do the best that I can to get the lines from corner to corner, and then go the other direction, corner to corner, as best as you can. And then I'm also gonna fold along the lines of the X I just made, because you're gonna fold it a bunch of times later as you're drawing, and I'll show you that in just a minute. So first I need to pick a section to start my design. I'm gonna start at the top, that's just what I prefer, and I'm gonna draw a couple of 8 chunky designs. I think I did about 6 of them. So I would do at least 6 chunky designs, and what I mean by chunky is that you can color them in. You want to make sure that your designs aren't super thin and tiny, because otherwise that's going to take you forever to color, and it's also going to make it a little harder to color. Once you're done with your first design in pencil, you're going to take a black colored pencil. This might also work with crayon, but you're going to want to make sure that those lines are really thick, otherwise this may not work for you. So again, make sure your lines are really thick. I pressed really hard. You're gonna fold it in half. You can see my design here, and it's actually gonna print on one of the other triangles. So make sure that you're taking a marker and rubbing really hard, and rub, I guess, for about like 20 seconds to make sure your design prints. And you can see in this triangle it actually printed. So I'm gonna take my black color pencil, once again trace my design with really thick lines. I'm pressing pretty hard here to make sure that it's going to print in the next triangle. Now if you're noticing that you can't see your design super well, you can always go back and rub with a marker once again in certain areas that you can't see your design really well, and continue to draw. I'm gonna do the same thing for every single triangle. I'm gonna fold this along the line, so this triangle is gonna print on this one. Take my marker once again and rub really nice and hard for about 20 to 30 seconds to make sure my design's gonna print. And then you can see it printed once again. So this should take you a pretty long time. I think this took me at least 30 or 40 minutes to do. So be patient, take a break if you need to. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my mandala printing here. And then the second part is much easier, takes a lot less time, and that is coloring. And I will show you how I colored this once I complete this process in this part of the video. So the coloring part, you're gonna color this in color wheel order. You could use crayons or markers for this part. Please do not use colored pencils. It won't show up very well in your square one project. So I'm gonna color the background first. So anything that is not the shapes is what I'm gonna color first. I'm starting at the top, that's just what I prefer, but in the color wheel it doesn't matter as long as it's rainbow order. That's the number one thing you need to remember, is that it should be in rainbow order. Next, orange, and then I did like 2 greens, so I did a yellow green and a regular green, and then I did 2 blues. I did regular blue and then indigo. So again, keep that in mind. You do need to do 2 greens and 2 blues. And what's nice is the crayons are labeled for you, so you don't need to kind of guess what color you're using. You can just read what the color is. Next, I'm going to color these chunky designs with the complementary colors. So red is across from green. chunky designs that are in the green section, I'm gonna color with red. So again, use the complementary colors, anything, like all the colors that are across from each other. So for example, green is now across from red, so I'm gonna color the chunky designs in green because that's a complementary color. I will have this on the board in case you forget. I'm gonna continue coloring here. Remember to take your time with this and fill up all the white space. This is what mine looks like when it's all finished.